Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy, guys. Welcome back to another video. This video, we are going to look at the journal tips for each and every task and each and every module which you need to follow, which I followed in 2024, and I've got 90 in all the modules. I'll be starting off with speaking, then writing, reading, and listening. I'll tell you what exactly you need to do if you are serious about cracking your test without wasting your time and money. Let's get into the video. We'll step by step discuss everything and the tricks and shortcuts you need to follow. Now, once you go for the test, right? Very first thing, they'll be giving you an erasable notebook and a marker. Sometimes they'll only give you one marker. Make sure you ask for an extra marker, because the markers, they tend to dry out very fast, and if the marker stops working in the middle of the test, you're going to freak out and things are going to be difficult. Always ask for extra marker and make sure you always place the lid back on the marker if you're not using, because if they dry out, you'll not be able to use it, and things are going to be difficult. Once you sit for the test, first thing you have to do is to test your mic. Do not keep the microphone too close to the mouth. The microphones over there are very sensitive. Just keep them parallel to your mouth, around 4 5 fingers away from the mouth. Don't keep it too far as well, but make sure you don't touch it, don't hold it, don't bring it in front of the mouth. Otherwise, all the air is going to go into the microphone. So keep it parallel to your mouth and things will be all right. And once you have tested your microphone, you will start off with your test. The very first question which you'll get is personal introduction. This is not marked, this is just a practice question. You can speak anything about yourself, what you like, what's your name, what are your future plans, and all. This task is not marked. I always tell students to attempt this, even though this is not marked. What I do in the test and what I want you to do in this particular task type is just read what is written on the screen. You will have instructions on the screen, right? Like you'll have text or wording saying you have 25 seconds to describe about yourself. You can talk about one of the following: your name, hobbies, future plan. Just read whatever is on the screen, because the next question, the first question of the exam, which is marked, is read aloud. And in personal introduction, you can actually prepare for the read aloud. Even if you speak whatever, if you speak generally about yourself, that my name is this, I want to do this, I don't want to do this, that's not going to give you any scores. So better utilize this question as a practice for read aloud, so that when you get onto the first read aloud, you're more confident and you do not fumble. Once you're done with your personal introduction, the very first question type of your speaking module, which is marked as read aloud. You get 6 to 7 read alouds. You'll have a text on your screen. This is pretty easy. But before I explain you read aloud, I'm going to explain you two pillars of the speaking module: fluency and pronunciation. If you understand fluency and pronunciation, what fluency and pronunciation are in PT test, speaking is going to be a piece of cake, will be very easy for you. Fluency is not your speed. Fluency is your ability to speak in a flow without any kind of unnecessary pauses and hesitations. You don't have to go too fast. You don't have to go too slow. It's not that you don't have to take any pause. You can take pause, but you have to make sure you take natural pauses. You take a slight pause at comma, at full stop, at question mark, at connector, but you can't just stop in the middle of the sentence or out of anywhere. It's not that you speak 2 words, you take a pause. You speak 5 words, you take a pause. You have to take natural pauses and your fluency will be fine. Even if you go slightly slower, but you're speaking naturally, it's all right. Second, pronunciation. Pronunciation is just your clarity. It's not your accent. Don't try to imitate or copy any other accent. Keep your natural accent. This test is for non-native speakers like us. I have an Indian accent and I have got 90 every time I've taken the test. You just keep it natural, speak clearly, open your mouth properly, and pronunciation will be fine. Now, in read aloud, make sure you speak at a moderate pace. Take proper pauses and focus on clarity. Do not go too fast. Do not go too slow, and make sure you read each and every word clearly and carefully, and success will be yours. You will also be awarded points for your content. For content, you have to make sure all the words come out clearly. Another thing which I want you to remember in read aloud is going to give you a lot of points in reading, so make sure you speak the words clearly. There are two strategies which you can follow in read aloud: full strategy or one line strategy. Under the full, you have to read the whole passage. In one line strategy, you just have to read 8 to 10 words, which I did in my test, and I've got 90 speaking, 90 reading. It still works. If you're not really sure what one line strategy is, I have attached link to the explanation video of one line strategy. You can watch that video. You can follow either strategy. Both the strategies work as long as you speak clearly and fluently. Next question type is repeat sentence. You get 10 to 12 repeat sentences. Out of these 12 repeat sentences, you'll have 8 to 9 easy and 2, 3 or 4 difficult. When I say difficult means something or sentences which are more than 10, 12 words. Easy sentences are around 8 to 10 words. Now in repeat sentences, what you have to do, you have to make sure you repeat as much as you can, but speak clearly and confidently. Remember, repeat sentence is not your memory test, it's just your speaking test. I have taken the test 10 to 12 times. I've got 19 listening every time, and I can tell you that even I cannot repeat all the sentences accurately, because if you get a sentence which is around 12, 13, 14 words, it's not practically possible to repeat the whole sentence in a single go. What I want you to do in repeat sentence, understand the meaning of the sentence. Close your eyes as much as you remember. Speak clearly and confidently. Even if you remember 4 words, speak those 4 words and add a connector or a filler so that you don't lose points in fluency. For example, your sentence is, there is a very beautiful carnival going out in my city. You only remember there is a very beautiful. You don't really remember anything. You have two options. First option is to repeat there is a very beautiful and then think carnival in my in this case, you don't get full points in content, plus you lose points in fluency and pronunciation. But the other case is, as much as you remember, speak and add a filler. There is a very beautiful something, and I'm very happy. Both the cases, you'll not get full points in content, but in the second case, you'll get full points in fluency and pronunciation. Now, what I want to say is, it's not that you don't have to repeat the content. Content is extremely important, but in case you don't have content, don't let it impact or hinder your fluency or pronunciation. Second thing, try to maximize the content in, especially in the easy repeat sentences. In difficult ones, even if you repeat 50 to 60% of the content, it's fine. But easy ones, I want you to repeat around 80 to 90% content, that too clearly and confidently. As much as you remember, speak clearly and confidently, and things will be all right. Again, repeat sentence. Do not focus too much on content. Content is important, but fluency and pronunciation are also important. So as much as you remember, speak clearly and move on. Out of 12 repeat sentences, even if you do 6 to 7 perfect, and remaining 5 to 6, around 60-70%, you will be fine. Practice 35 repeat sentences every day. Next question type is describe image, and the fourth one is detail lecture. I recently made a video in the beginning of 2024 that there are a few changes to describe image and retail lecture. If you have taken the test some time back, I really want you to be careful about this, because a lot of students were losing points in describe image and retail lecture, and in some cases Pearson was blocking the templates as well. Doesn't matter which template you're using, you just make sure you do not repeat the same sentence or same lines within the template again and again. For example, I can see, I can see, I can see, or on the screen, on the screen, on the screen. Try not to repeat the same sentences again and again. You can follow the templates. Templates do work, but templates shouldn't be with the same sentences again and again. As I mentioned in the video, this is the template. You can just say the image gives information about one keyword. Firstly, I can see one keyword and two keyword. Moreover, it can be observed from the image that information about keyword 4 and keyword 5 has been given. Furthermore, some details about keyword 6 and keyword 7 has been provided. So basically, it's not that you have to repeat the same sentence again and again. It's more about having different sentences and then adding the keywords. Describe image, I want you to speak around 20 to 25 seconds. Don't worry about making sense. Don't worry about your vocabulary. Remember, in PT speaking, grammar and vocabulary are not really important. They are not marked. Even if your sentences are grammatically incorrect, even if you're not using proper vocabulary, that's fine. Use simple words, but focus on clarity, focus on the flow, speak around 20 to 25 seconds, use the templates, and things are going to be all right. Similarly, in retail lecture, when you're taking notes while the lecture is going on, I don't really want you to write everything. I just want you to write around 10 to 12 important keywords, but easy keywords which you can easily pronounce. Do not write words which you cannot pronounce, because if you pronounce them incorrectly, you don't get anything in content, plus you lose points in pronunciation. So only take easy keywords which you can easily pronounce. Use the template in here as well, but make sure you're not repeating the same sentence within the template itself. You get 1 to 2 retail lectures, go around 25 to 30 seconds and focus on clarity, and things are going to be all right. If the lecture is short, you have only 6-7 keywords, you can repeat the same keywords and success will be yours. What I mean by success will be yours, that yes, you'll get full points in fluency, pronunciation, and content. Go around 25-30 seconds, speak clearly and speak fluently. The last question type of your speaking module is answer short question. Not a very important question. Don't worry much about it. Don't practice much. A day or 2 days before your test, just go through the prediction files. You'll be asked general knowledge based questions. If you know the answer, speak the keyword. Even if you don't know the answer, don't stress. Just repeat a few keywords from the question. And lastly, if there are few options in the question, for example, sun, moon, or earth, among these three, which is the biggest? You don't know the answer, just say sun, moon, and earth. Computer is going to pick up whatever answer is correct and you'll get full points. I have tried this in my test and it works. If you know the answer, speak the answer. If you don't know the answer, repeat the question or the main keywords from the question. And if there are options in the question, repeat the options and things will be all right. All right. So this was your answer short question, 5 to 6 answer short questions, not a very important task, and this will be the end of your speaking module. I'll repeat again. Read aloud, repeat sentence, focus on clarity and your content. But in case in repeat sentence you don't have enough content, just speak as much as you remember. Describe image and retell lecture. You need to make sure you speak fluently and clearly. Take easy keywords. You follow the updated templates, or you can design a template by yourself as well, but do not repeat the same sentences within the template. That is it. And after answer short question, you will start with your writing module. All right, guys, once you're done with the speaking module, the next module we are going to move on to is the writing module. Easy module. You don't have to do much about the writing module because majority of your writing scores are from the listening and reading section. So you have to be very careful when you attempt your reading and listening section. Now, once you start your writing module, the very first question type you're going to get is summarize written text. Very easy. You'll have a passage on your screen. You'll have 10 minutes for one passage. You'll have 1 or 2 summarize written text in your test. All you have to do is you have to read the passage, select 2 to 3 sentences, join the sentences using connectors, and at the end full stop, right? One summarized written text is around 7 points, and this will give you points in reading. There are 2 to 3 things you have to take care of in summarized written text. Make sure you write between 5 to 75 words. Even if you write a single word more than 75 words, you are going to get 0. Or if you use more than one full stop, or you use question mark or exclamation sign, straight away 0. So no full stop, no question mark, no exclamation in the middle of the answer or your response, just one full stop, that too at the end, and you have to write between 5 to 75 words. Do not exceed the word limit. This is what I want you to do, and you will be all right. Again, select 2 or 3 important sentences from the passage and join using the connectors. Next question type is your essay. You get one essay. Most of the students will only get one essay. Sometimes you may also get 2 essays in your test. For essay, you have to make sure you follow the template version 1.3. I've made a video on that as well. The link to that video is in the description box. You can watch that. The template is 100% working, but remember, if you just copy and paste the template, if you do not understand how you have to use the template, it is not going to work, right? So you have to make sure you make the template work for yourself. You have to use the template, plus you have to make sure you include all the keywords from the essay prompt or essay topic in your answer. Plus you have to write 5 to 6 keywords related to the essay topic in your answer. For example, if you get an essay topic on social media, so you have to include words like Facebook, Twitter, communication, news, globalization, business, marketing, something like that. So you have to have all the keywords from the essay topic, plus you have to include 5 to 6 keywords from you have to include 5 to 6 keywords related to the essay topic in your answer. Use template version 1.3. The link to the video is available in the description box. Make sure you include all the keywords, plus you include 5 to 6 keywords related to the essay topic, and it will be fine. On top of that, write around 270, 280 words if your typing speed is good. If not, you can write anywhere around 220 to 30 words as well. There shouldn't be any grammar or spelling mistakes. Next, once you're done with your essay and your summarized written text, the third module will be your reading module, and this is an important module. You will have 15 to 16 questions and around 29 to 31 minutes. This is extremely important module of your test, and this is one of those modules where you will not have shortcuts or hacks. You'll have to work hard here. The very first question type you'll get is reading and writing blanks, also called drop down blanks. Very important because these are going to give you around 20 to 25 points in reading, and similarly same points in your writing module as well. You have to use grammatical rules. Now for reading and writing blanks, which is the first task of the reading module, and the fourth task, reading blanks, called the drag and drop blanks, you have to follow two to three things. Many times students think that they have to just follow the grammar rules and things will be all right. Grammar rules by themselves won't help you. You have to make sure you understand the meaning of the passage. If you do not understand the context, if you do not understand whether it is a positive passage or a negative passage or a contradictory passage, you will not get the scores. You have to make sure you understand the meaning of the passage. Once you understand the meaning of the passage, look for the options and then use grammar to eliminate the options. If you do not use grammar to eliminate the options, or you do not understand the context, you'll not get the right answer. So basically, you have to make sure, first of all, understand the passage, and after that, you have to focus on grammar rules, eliminate the options, and select the option which is best suited to the context. Also, on top of that, you have to focus on time management. Reading module will have 29 to 31 minutes and 15 to 16 questions, right? So you have to self-manage your time. You have to manage your time yourself. Otherwise, you'll not be able to complete the reading module. One passage, you have to spend a maximum of 2.5 minutes, means 2 minutes and 30 seconds, not more than that. If you spend more than that, you will struggle to finish off your reading module. So first question type is your reading and writing blanks actually. Second question is MCQ multiple answer, not important. I don't really want you to spend time here. Select C and move on. Even if you go wrong over here, you can still get 19 reading. I never spend time over here and I don't really want you to spend time. And plus, I want you to only select one option. Do not select more than one option. There's negative marking here. Third question type is reorder paragraph. Important question if you're aiming for band 8, means 79 plus. If you're aiming for 6.5, don't practice reorders. Just focus on reading blanks. If you're aiming for 7 or 8, practice a bit of reorder paragraphs. Reorder paragraphs is again based on understanding of the context. You have to read the sentences, make a story, and then arrange the sentences in the correct order. The link, there are around 10 to 12 rules which you have to follow in reorder paragraphs. I have attached the link to that video as well because it's not possible to explain all the rules over here. But again, you have to focus on making as many pairs in reorder paragraphs because the marking is in pairs. For example, the right answer is A, B, C, D, E. You get 1 point for AB pair, you get 1 point for BC pair, you get 1 point for CD pair, and you get 1 point for DE pair. So you have to focus on making pairs. You have to spend a maximum of 2 minutes per reorder paragraph. And remember, this is important for students aiming for band 8 and band 7, not for 6 and 6.5. For 6.5, just focus on reading, writing blanks and reading blanks. You'll have 2 to 3 reorder paragraphs in your test. So 2 minutes per reorder paragraph. Fourth question type is reading blanks, drag and drop. Again, here you have to understand the context first of all, then use the grammatical rules or grammar rules to select the right option. In here, one trick I want you to follow is, let's say you have 5 options, down, and you have 3 blanks in the passage. You come onto the first blank, you're not really sure about the first blank. Do not try to fill the first blank, jump onto the second blank. You have to fill the blanks which you're confident about first, and then come back to the blanks which are left. Don't focus on filling the first blank first, second blank second, and so on. Fill the blanks you're sure about first, and then fill the remaining ones. That is how you increase your chances or probability of getting the right answer. Here as well, understand the context, use the grammatical rules, and eliminate the options. You have to spend a maximum of 2.5 minutes per passage. Lastly, MCQ single answer, not important. If you have, because this is the last question of your reading module, if you have time remaining, read the passage and select the right option. Otherwise, do not leave anything unattempted. Select the option which is best suited, which sounds right, or if you have no idea, select C and move on. Reading, I'll again summarize. There are no shortcuts. You have to understand the context, use grammatical rules, eliminate the wrong options, and select the one option which remains at the end. You have to focus on reading, writing blanks, reading drag and drop blanks, and somewhat on reorder paragraphs. You do not have to focus on MCQ single and MCQ multiple answers. Along with the reading module, you'll get points from read aloud in your reading, summarize written text from writing in your reading, highlight incorrect words from listening in reading, and highlight correct summary from listening in your reading. So you have to focus accordingly. For reading, the highest contributors are reading writing blanks, then read aloud, then highlight incorrect words, then reorder paragraphs, then your summarize written text, then highlight correct summary, MCQ single, MCQ multiple, not really important. So you have to just focus on important modules and you will be fine. Manage your time because you have limited time, and if you spend too much time on one question, what happens? Let's say the second question is difficult. You want to get everything right, but you have spent a lot of time on the second question. What happens as a result? You will not have enough time for the easy ones. If you get something difficult, don't get stuck on that one. Within 2.5 minutes, give your best shot, because difficult one, even if you spend 10 minutes, there are chances that you might mess it up. But easy ones, if you have enough time, around 2 minutes, there are very high chances you'll get everything correct. So manage your time properly and things will be all right. Now, this will be the end of the reading module. You have to practice 20 reading blanks, 20 reading writing blanks every day from Language Academy. And the ones you go wrong with, this explanation at the bottom of the screen, complete explanation of why the right answer is the right answer and why the wrong answer is the wrong answer. You have to focus on that, and then you move on to the listening module. Once you're done with your reading module, the next module is the listening module, the last module. Now, listening is divided into two parts, part one, part two. Part one is where you'll have summarized spoken text, where you will get 10 minutes for each summarized spoken text question. And part two is where you'll get the remaining questions and you will have an overall time which you have to manage yourself. Now, listening, there are 8 question types in total. 4 are important, 4 are not important. You have to focus on the important question types. The 4 which are not important, you do not have to waste your time over there. The first question is summarize spoken text. You'll have to write a summary. You'll get a lecture. You'll have to write the summary of the lecture in 50 to 70 words. Important question live, because this is going to give you points in listening and writing. You have to follow this template for summarize spoken text. It is working, but you have to make sure you have around 8-9 keywords with correct spellings from the lecture in your answer. If you just write the template but there are no keywords, or the keywords are not good enough, you're not going to get the scores. You write between 50 to 70 words, ideally around 65 words. There are no spelling mistakes. If there is any word you're not sure, do not write it, but do not write any word which you're not sure about the spellings. Plus, if there are less keywords, you repeat the same keywords, but do not write incorrect spellings, because in that way, a lot of time students are tempted to write a lot of keywords which they're not sure about the spellings. If you write a keyword with incorrect spellings, you'll not get extra points in content, plus you lose points in spellings. So write around 65 words, use the template, make sure you at least have 7-8 keywords from the lecture, and there are no spelling mistakes in your summarized spoken text. You get 10 minutes for one summarized spoken text. 10 minutes include the audio time as well. So basically you have 8.5 minutes to write one summary. And summary, you have to make sure you at least spend 2 to 3 minutes at the end to proofread your answer, because a lot of students make a lot of typos or spelling mistakes while typing their answer for the very first time. Second thing which you have to take care of, you may get 1 or 2 summarized spoken text. You have to follow the same template. You can follow the same template, and you have to use complete 10 minutes. Let's say you write the first summary in 7 minutes and move on to the second question. You are not going to get extra 3 minutes in the next summary. So it's important and it's advisable that you use complete 10 minutes. Once you're done with your summarized spoken text, you will move on to the part two. In part two, you will have around 18 to 19 minutes and 11 to 12 questions. So there is pretty the time is packed. You have to manage your time properly. Now, first question, summarize spoken text, is important. Second question is MCQ multiple answer, which is not important. Third question is listening, fill in the blanks, which is important. Fourth question is highlight correct summary, which is not important. Fifth question, MCQ single answer, not important. Sixth question, select missing word, not important. Second last question, seventh question, is highlight incorrect words, very important. Last question, write from dictation, very important again. Now, the questions which I have told you are not important means you do not have to waste your time on these ones, because these will only give you around 0.5 or 1 mark in your listening or your any other module. But the last two question types are going to contribute significantly in listening, reading, and writing. And if you spend more time on the questions which are not important, you are going to miss out on the last question types and you're not going to get the scores. Now, MCQ multiple answer. MCQ single answer, highlight correct summary and select missing word. You have to select the answer while the audio is going on. And once the audio stops, you have to take a maximum of 5 to 10 seconds and then you have to move on to the next question. You'll have 1 to 2 of each question type and these 4 are not important. There is one rule in listening that until and unless your audio finishes, you cannot move on to the next question, and you have to make sure you are very mindful about that while the audio is going on, you're focused. Try to select the right answer. Once the audio stops, take 5-10 seconds maximum and then move on to the next question. Listening fill in the blanks, the third question of the listening module, extremely important, will contribute heavily in your listening and writing module. You have to be very careful about your spellings over here. You get 1 point for each blank. Let's say you get two passages with 5 blanks each. You're getting 10 points in listening and 10 points in writing as well. But your spelling should be correct. If there's any blank after full stop or question mark or exclamation, you have to start with a capital alphabet. If there's S at the end of the word, for example, the word is plural, for example, boys, you have to add boys. If it's singular, you have to make sure you do not add S, or if this ED sound at the end of the word, you have to write ED as well. You will only get 1 point for the correct blank if spellings are correct. Now, the second question or the seventh question actually, which is important, highlight incorrect words. Important question because this is going to give you around 10 to 12 points in listening and 10 to 12 points in your reading module as well. But there's one thing which you have to be careful about is that there is negative marking in highlight incorrect words. So you do not have to select any word you're not sure about. And again, once you are done with highlight incorrect words, you don't have anything much to do. You have to quickly move on to the next question. The next question, which is the last question of your test, is write from dictation, the most important question, the king of the test. And that is why I told you not to spend time on the questions which are not important, because if you miss out on write from dictation, you are going to miss on the significant part of the test. Write from dictation, you will get an audio with the sentence. The sentence will be around 10 to 12 words long, normally 10 to 12 words long, and you have to write the sentence which you hear. You get 1 point for each correct word. For example, the sentence is I am a good boy. You get 1 point for I, 1 point for am, 1 point for article A, and one for good, one for boy. So 5 points in listening and 5 points in writing. You'll normally have four write from dictations, 3 to 4, with around 10 words each. So around 40 points in listening and 40 points in writing. That is why this is the most important question type. Now there's one shortcut hack or trick which you can use in write from dictation. Remember, you get 1 point for each correct word, right? As I've told you, and you get 0 for each incorrect word. If you write a wrong word, you'll not get negatively marked in any of the modules. So let's say the sentence is I am a good boy. You're not really sure if it was I am a good boy or I am the good boy. You can write both the words. You can write I am a space the and good and boy. So computer is going to mark you positively or mark you or award you 1 point for the correct words, and for the extra word the which you have written, you'll not lose any points. Similarly, if you are not really sure it was good boy or good boys, you can write boy space boys and then add a full stop. You will get 1 point for the correct word and 0 for the incorrect, and at the end you are going to get full points even if you add extra words. So wherever you're doubtful about spellings, about capitalization, about singular or plural words, you have to make sure you add extra words so that you do not miss out on your listening and writing score. Write from dictation, the last task, make sure you do not stop. Sometimes students assume they'll only get 3 right from dictations, and on the third dictation they just keep on sitting, whereas they actually have got 4 dictations. Until and unless you do not click on end exam or submit exam, you do not have to stop and you have to give your best till then. Once you're done with your dictations, you'll submit your test, and normally students get the results in 1 to 2 days, sometimes even 2 hours, at max around 5 to 6 days. And hopefully once you get your score report, you will get your desired scores. Now before we wrap up this video, there are a few things which I want you to follow. To summarize this video, speaking, focus on clarity and your pronunciation. Do not go too fast, do not go too slow. Use the ability templates in describe, image, and read a lecture. Essay and summarize written text from writing. They are important but easy. Summarize written text, use the format 2 to 3 sentences using connectors. An essay, you have to make sure you follow the template and add keywords accordingly. For reading, manage your time, focus more on reading and reading writing blanks. Use the understanding of the context and focus on your grammar as well. Lastly, in listening, four question types are important, four are not important. The important ones are summarize spoken text, listening, fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. You have to be very mindful of the spellings and time management. Do not waste your time on MCQ single, multiple, highlight, correct summary, and select missing word. On daily basis, you have to practice 10 to 15 read alouds, around 25 repeat sentences, 3 describe image, 3 read a lecture. Alternate day, 1 summarize written text, 1 essay. 20 reading blanks, 20 reading writing blanks, 5 to 10 reorders, 2 summarize spoken text, 10 listening blanks, 25 write from dictations, and 5 highlight incorrect words actually. And for listening, whenever you practice any spelling mistake you make sure you make a spelling list so that whenever you have to go for the test, you can have a look at the spelling you normally write incorrect and you do not make the same mistake in the test. And this is what you have to do every day. After 2 to 3 days, take the extensive mock test. One free extensive mock test for each module or each section is available on languageacademy.com.au, and try to take as many full mock tests as well, for which you'll get scorecard, feedback, and analysis. The mock tests are available on languageacademy.com.au. You just need to register and practice from there. You can practice all the question types using AI, which is very smart and as similar as what you'll have in the actual test, and you are going to crack it in the very first go without wasting your time and money. That is it from this video. PT is easy, is simple, do not complicate it. If I've got 90-12 times, you can do it as well. You have to just understand the basics, stick to the marking criteria, stick to the basics, focus on what is important, follow what I have told you, practice regularly, and success will be yours, and you'll not waste your time and money. To practice, you can go on languageacademy.com.au or download LAPT exam practice app available on Android and iOS. Plus, if you need any help, if you're preparing for PT academic or core, we do provide classes to students in India, Australia, Canada, America, anywhere around the world. We have got flexible timings and everything in the bag to help you clear your test. On top of that, we have got our centers in India, in Nepal, and Australia as well. These are the phone numbers. You can give us a call, send us a message, or visit our website, submit the contact us form. Our team members will be with you and will make sure you get the required support, you do not have any problem, and you get your desired scores in the shortest period of time. That's it from this video. Now go on languageacademy.com.au, practice and crack your test. Do let me know if you want me to cover any other topics, or if you ever get your desired scores watching my videos. Let me know. That is something I work for, and that is something which will keep me going on. Share with your friends and do subscribe. It's a request. Thank you. Now go on languageacademy.com.au and practice.